The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
As a small biz pro, I saw we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, I saw we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah. Crystal Mitchell, do you have
Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. Today, Crystal, what's on the agenda? There's so many things going on. We don't even know where to start.
Wild ride in the United States this week.
Oh man, I'm kind of wondering if it's still called the United States.
Well, soon it's going to be the United of Trump if we don't get him out of there.
Oh man,
I just find it quite interesting that they seem to be stuck as to how to remove him, because I can guarantee you, when Obama was in office, if this was going on, there would have been no stuckness on eliminating him.
The man wear a beige suit, and they wanted to impeach him for that.
Right, exactly. And they impeached Clinton for something stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, having sex with a woman and lying about it. This man has lied 11-something thousand times.
So many different things. It's unbelievable, man.
It is just, it's ridiculous. And the other ridiculous piece is the flip-flopping and the hypocritical behavior. So this week they were talking about Lindsey Graham and how all of a sudden back in with Clinton, he was all for impeachment.
Oh yeah,
he had this whole speech. So everybody's been skirting around as to why all of a sudden he didn't done this turntable. Well, he's done this turntable because when the Russians hacked in emails, they found some stuff on him. So I'm going to bet you, I was telling somebody this yesterday, they either got a video of him, the Lady Graham, as a cross-dresser, or they got him with another man, or they got him with a child. Whatever it is.
I never thought about it.
Every time he looks like he bought the turntable, Trump goes over there and dangles the video in his face, and he goes completely crazy.
I never thought about that,
on,
Crystal.
guys.
But you know what? You're right. Because he was so adamant. You remember in the primaries when Trump
he thought
revealed
he
his
was
phone
an
number
idiot
to everybody,
and
then all of a sudden he's saying all that smack, and then now he make this like 180-degree turn. You're right. He probably has something on him.
If you put yourself in his shoes, why would you do a 180-degree turn?
He has to have something on him. He
got something on him. And so Lady Graham, Queen Graham, they got some stuff with him doing some stuff. Doing some stuff he wasn't supposed to be doing. Yeah. And Trump has no problem with blackmail.
Oh yeah.
So whoever his new
That's
fixer
how we
is,
thrive. That's how we operate.
That's how he operates.
Yeah.
So every time you see Graham turn upside down and inside out, it's because he done called him and said, "We're about to release this."
I can't wait.
So I wish somebody would actually find whatever it is and go on and put him out of his misery.
It will come out.
Because if it's out there.
That Mueller report is going to be unredacted at some point.
Yeah, I read a couple of the chapters of that. That's some scary stuff.
And we will see, because yesterday they found out all this stuff about Flynn.
Yeah.
Stuff that they've been hiding.
Yeah.
So now we know that, President and his goons decide to threaten him and tell him, hey, you can't testify. I mean, that is obstruction of justice.
All of it is obstructed. I don't know what they have on what's-the-face, because they obviously must have something on him as well for him not to have gone all the way either.
Rosenstein?
No, not Rosenstein. Rosenstein the same. He got the same situation that Graham got. Yeah, if he's not,
they got something
you
on
are.
Him too. They got something on him too.
So they got something on him as well.
Yeah, you're right.
And but Mueller, there's something, because I don't understand. Again, I have to go back to the reference of President Obama.
Yeah.
If President Obama had done this, they would not have cared that they were ready to indict Clinton.
Yeah.
So why is Clinton different?
Yeah.
He was the president.
For a lesser
They were
infraction.
also ready to indict Reagan.
Yeah.
So why?
Yeah.
Why? Because when the Russians went in, they didn't just get information on Hillary Clinton. Yeah. They got information on everybody. Right. And he has a whole dossier. That's what Christopher, what's the name, had said about them. So they are all compromised, and they're allowing this man, this bully, to intimidate them. I'd release it myself. I'd just take the hit. If they're gay, they're gay. We got a whole... So the LGBTQ community will stand up behind them, and they will be all right. Just going out there and step out there and let this man get rid of this jerk. I'm so sick of him. I'm so sick of we're like we're being domestically terrorized.
That's right. But you know what? What, like my mom used to say, what happened in the dark will come out in the light. So it's going to happen. It's coming. It's coming. It's only a matter of time. And, a lot of people are going to be, hanging their heads with mud on their face and eating crows and all kinds of stuff. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
Just a lot of damage happening right now, though. Mm-hmm. So that's the problem. But again, this week with the announcement of our women and abortion, no, you don't have any rights there. That no, off the table.
But you see what they're doing, though. They know it's going to be a hot button topic, and they know it's going to be fought through and through. So here's what they do. They said, okay, we're going to vote in favor of it here in our state, so you guys can fight us, and when you fight us, then it's going to get taken to the Supreme Court.
Well, now, that's what they want.
We know how the Supreme Court is all structured, so we know they're going to vote in our favor. So that's their way of challenging it.
Right, exactly. And Trump, and it's different. For Trump, it's about what he promised. Yeah. It's not about he don't care about abortion. Every woman that he probably didn't slept with and got babies. Yeah. Got pregnant, he didn't already had abortions for them. Probably still doing that. And so he don't care about the abortion piece. What he is, that nothing that he promised has come to fruition. Right. So he made it very clear that when they were going to get rid of Roe versus Wade. Yeah. And that's just another, he's just trying to satisfy his campaign promises. Mm-hmm. The other ones, the so-called Christians, they're after something different. Yeah. They are after making sure that their behavior is not contested. So if they want to sleep with their daughters or their nieces and their nephews, if they want to have babies with their own children, they don't want nobody telling them that they can't do it. Basically,
and you know
that's called Solomon and Gomorrah. That's what that's called in the Bible.
You know that Jerry Falwell dude. They've got something on him too with regard to that. Either he slept with some little girl or some family member or something.
Well, we already know that as a church man, he probably did do that.
And what's his name there? Michael Cohen. He knew what's going on that. And he had the pictures and he said, hey, you do what I say and this will be cool. You see what I mean? Yeah. But it's unbelievable, man. Now, let me ask you this, Crystal. So the president decided to nominate this woman called Jovita Carranza as the new SBA administrator. Do you know anything about her?
I've read some stuff about her.
What do you think?
Anybody, well, first of all, we have to recognize anybody he's putting in office is for a reason. Mm-hmm. So something happened this week with Steve Mnuchin and some tax stuff. So they're strategically there. And here's the thing. My mom used to say, if they say it, then you need to listen to what's coming out of their mouth.
Watch what they do, not what they say.
Right, exactly. But in this case, if one of the first advice my mom gave me when I first started dating, if he says what he doesn't like and what he's not going to do, listen to him. Don't try to change him. That's what he means. Mm-hmm. And most women have had that conversation. And so he made a comment. He has strategically put people in. So Steve Bannon made a comment. His role, and I don't know who's dictating the role, but it possibly is him, is to destroy all normalities that we have in place.
The president.
I
agree.
So everything. So if we're already fighting for loans and so forth in the SBA, and we're already the lowest on the total pole of acquiring loans, they'll go in and change law, and there will be no loans for us. Mm-hmm. Because if we come out from, that's what they're afraid of. There are two things they're afraid of. They're afraid of their majority, mm-hmm. and that's the reason behind the abortion, mm-hmm. is they need more babies, mm-hmm. so that they will stay the dominant culture. Mm-hmm. And then two is they are afraid that if we get the inch,
so if we become powerful entrepreneurs,
right,
they have problems,
and that's the reason it's always been why you can't get a business loan.
Yeah,
you can get any other kind of loan you want,
right,
but you cannot get a business loan.
So this woman, she's Latina, obviously, and she used to be a treasurer, U.S. treasurer. Mm-hmm. So now they're putting her in this position as the SBA administrator. Now, I don't really know much about her. I don't know her background. But it's going to be interesting to see, because we already know that the president doesn't really care much about the SBA and any program having to do with minority and women-owned small businesses. Right. We already know that, right, because he said it.
Right.
And he's also made moves to get rid of the MBDA program, which is a Minority Business Development Agency. Mm-hmm. He tries to get rid of that, which mm-hmm. is a program that would help small businesses. So now I'm just curious, why is he putting her in that position? Is it to control her so she doesn't make decisions in favor of minorities and women? Of course.
I mean, look at Tom Cruise.
Interesting.
Look at all the Latinos that are under his administration. See, those are considering themselves as white. Mm-hmm. So they're operating as white people.
Yeah.
Doing his bidding for them. They're not Latinos working for their people. Right. Because if they did, and you have to look at the whole picture. So if I was Latino, well, first of all, let's say they were literally rounding us all up, mm-hmm. and taking us and putting us into slavery and putting us in some encampment. Mm-hmm. I would hope, not our politicians, because they could care less about us either, mm-hmm. but I would hope that we would rise up and foil paper that is covered, that substitutes as a blanket, and that they will never be reunited with their families, because they don't even know who their families are. In fact, I think this week I saw that a little Latino girl, a mother, she lost her daughter. An American couple adopted her child.
Really?
Yeah,
just like that.
Just like that. Wow. She had been going to court, and she didn't have any money. So she didn't have a good lawyer, and so they adopted her daughter. Now, what the hell are you doing that for? So if you ask me, I mean, my mind, from a critical standpoint, why?
Well, I do understand that she's a pawn in their game. I'm just curious as to what she expects to gain out of this, because she's going to be a traitor to her people.
She don't care.
What I'm saying?
They don't care.
So I'm just wondering if she understands the ramifications of this.
Well, there could be. She probably is going to benefit herself. They probably threw her a couple of carrots. I mean, look at the HUD guy. Is he not a traitor to his people? He's about to put 55,000 people and discontinue them from services, Section 8, so that they will have no housing.
Well, to some kind of extent, I kind of expect that based on our history, because we have the house slave and the field slave, and
but you got the white Latino.
That's what happened but these are the groups that's been acting like they're so pro-family, and they're different than us. So that's why it kind of rubbed me in a strange way. Because I expect this from, what's his name, Ben Carson, because based on our history, we got the house slave, field slave. House slave always think they're better than the field slave. I mean, I wasn't a slave, but I can tell if I were, I probably would have been a field slave. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna act like, hey, I know this couldn't happen to me, because it happened in so many ways.
Right,
we have a lot of us who are light skinned who act like they're better than us.
Right.
So we still have the house slave, field slave thing going.
The Lynch letter.
Yeah,
uh-huh.
The Willie Lynch. That's exactly what it is, and that's been out there, just. Yep. Grinding at us for years and years now, and I don't think it's ever going to stop, because it's a part of our DNA now. Yeah. For us to have the house slave fighting against field slave, light skin against dark skin, that's just in our DNA. But I think this group, I don't get this.
Remember a couple years, was Bush, when Bush was being elected or running for office, they were embracing the numbers of Hispanics, and they were wanting them to be registered to vote because they were giving them the impression that they were acceptable in the Anglo world. Yeah. And they didn't look like us. Yeah. They weren't us. Yeah. We were the monkeys. Right. They were, you're light enough where if nobody asked your surname.
They're the closer to white.
You're closer. Yeah. So they were literally going out and recruiting them. And it was a big push to get the Latino community to vote. Right. Then what they found out was they did not vote for them. And so they served their usefulness. And so now, then in this administration is let's lock them up and throw them away and get rid of them. Let's send them back to wherever the hell they came from.
Because they're
not benefiting us at all. Yeah. And how dare they vote Democrat? Yeah. That we gave you this right and we gave you this in order to do that. Now, there are some based upon that were able to rise up in the ranks. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. That's how you got your Tom Cruise, your Cruise and all them other. It was that other guy, that is two of them. They're both Cuban. That are Republicans.
Oh, Ted Cruz?
There's Ted Cruz.
And Rubio.
Rubio. That's how you got them. Yeah. They totally sold out their people.
Oh, yeah.
Just sold them down the river. Might as well just have put them in the cages themselves. Yeah. And you haven't heard from them. No. You ain't heard them come out and be outraged.
You won't hear anything.
And you're not going to hear them. So I think the ones that rose up, they got the message like, okay, well, if I behave like you, then you will adopt me. Now, just like black folks that have done the same thing, when you have outserved your usefulness, they will toss you to the lions. Yeah. Yeah. Because you are no longer beneficial to me. So
I am just curious about this woman. I got my eyes on her.
Yeah, got to keep your eyes on her.
I want to see what she's up to. I want to, because you know they say, right? People always show their true colors within 90 days.
Right,
within 90 days, right? There's no doubt about that. Within 90 days, you'll see what she's about, what her tendencies are, what she's complicit about. So I'm just curious to see, because she's going to make some decisions. Yeah. And based on those decisions within 90 days, you will know where she's headed.
So what you probably are going to have to look at and see her behaviors, where I would be looking is her behaviors in sanctuary states. Because if she is not helping them get rid of the sanctuary states and no longer protecting the Latinos that are in our states, then she will be useful.
That's a very good point you bring up, because entrepreneurship is built on opportunities being denied by people to certain people. Right. So because of that, people become entrepreneurs. Right. So in the sanctuary states, you have a lot more of those folks vying towards entrepreneurship. Right. So if you see where they start cutting benefits, cutting opportunities, putting more restrictions in that state, then you know she's serving her purpose because that's what they want her to do.
Exactly.
That is
so if she
Crystal,
doesn't,
you're so brilliant.
I know, because
you're so brilliant.
I know how those people think. But yeah, so that's what I would be looking in the sanctuary state, and the case in point of that is the environmental stuff, and Newsom is not playing at all with Trump on no level. I know. So yesterday they just pulled all of the federal funding for the high-speed rail. But that's to, again, you're going to do what I want you to do.
Yeah, and that's not going to happen.
And he's like, hell with you.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do what you're going to do. Because per capita, our state actually have more money than any other state.
That's true.
You take all our entertainers and so forth. So Newsom ain't worried about the federal dollars. Yeah. They already know that. Even Los Angeles, Mark Garcetti ain't worried about the financial dollars because there's enough money. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got some other issues they're doing. Mm-hmm. But in the cities and the states that need those federal dollars. Yeah. So in the states that, one of the things I heard recently, so with the tariffs, that's another issue because those states that are farmers and mostly farm country, which would be Midwest and going back to the South. So they're talking about doing bailout for the European farmers. Mm-hmm. But the black farmers are actually getting fake seeds.
Right. They're getting nothing.
And
this subsidy program that they claim that they're making available to the farmers right now. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you're watching MSNBC yesterday, the Rachel Maddow show.
I love Rachel. I only have 3 people that I trust. Rachel is the top of the list.
She identified this Brazilian who's getting benefit from that program. And he's not even from here.
Yeah, I know. $2 million or something yesterday.
More than that.
2 or 3, $4 million, $4.5 million.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He's getting benefit from that farmers program, and he's not even an American. He's not a farmer. But just like they sent those guys to Puerto Rico, those 2 guys who know nothing about electricity and what they call that? What they call it?
They went there they were contractors is what they were supposed to be, and they had no knowledge.
And they have no knowledge. And they got that, what was it, 30 million?
Yeah, $30 million.
No, it's more, $300 million.
Yeah, and they had only been in business for a couple of years or some craziness. Right. Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing with this Brazilian dude. Mm-hmm. He knows nothing about farming, but he's just the dude who knows some dudes who can make some things happen in the farming world.
So now with Trump likes to play chess. So that money may not have been for that at all. Right. It's just like what his daddy did which is why he no longer has casinos, is because when his daddy came in and give him money, he did it by buying chips and then left the casino. Yeah. The money never got played. And he did that twice. Right. And then that's why they took away his gaming license. Yeah. So he's a chess he moves the pawn. Yeah. So I'm going to give it to you for this. Right. But remember, there's 2 hotbeds right now we have that's of concern. Iraq. Yeah. Iran and Venezuela. Yeah. So Venezuela got plenty of oil. That at one point, that's where, until Obama recirculated that and brought that back to the United States where our oil was coming from. Yeah. That's where our oil was coming from Venezuela. Yeah, yeah. And so now Venezuela is a hotbed. Yeah. And so we also have Bolton in the office that wants to go to war with anybody and everybody. And so now he's the one that's pushing the war in Iran. So those 2 hotbeds, it ain't got nothing to do with farming.
That dude is like a crazy neighbor. You know, a crazy old neighbor. Get off my lawn. That's him right there, man. He'll start a fight over anything. You know?
Over anything. That dude is something else. This administration, every one of them is about raping and pillaging and really eliminating. Bannon said that, and he about as crazy as they come, but their idea is to destroy the norm, destroy the Constitution, destroy all the democracy, anything that we operate that makes us a democracy.
And that's just making Putin so happy.
Oh yeah, he happy because I mean, look what Germany said yesterday, we can no longer count America in as an ally.
Yeah, no,
they're an enemy.
No, and I
and
agree.
that's all across the country.
That's
all across the world. So we're no longer playing fair. So.
Right.
So that means if we go to war,
we're on our own.
Who the hell does he think we are?
We're on our own.
But that means our children are dying. His piece of crap interbred children ain't gonna die.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
No,
That is true.
So I'm sorry. I don't trust them. I'm like Farrakhan. They are the enemy.
But see, Crystal, this is what gets me though, Crystal. This is what gets me. Those talking heads on television, the news media and all of that, all they do is run their mouth. They do nothing. They don't challenge this dude. They don't ask him tough questions. They just go along with all the crap he says. Their purpose there is to challenge
Well, that's how he got into that office. But again, whoever's running their networks, that's probably just like Fox.
Probably aligned with
him.
So
I listened to Rachel Maddow.
Yeah.
I listened to Velchie and... Because they
and Rule.
I love them.
I like Wallace. What's her name? Something another Wallace.
Oh, the one that was actually she ran in the. She was what's his name? Bush's. She was in the campaign when he was campaigning.
Yeah.
So I like her.
I like her. She's cool.
And I get real true news from them. I like Don Lemon. He gives me some real true news.
Yeah.
Chris Como.
Yeah.
He plays. He plays both sides. And there's a couple others there, but when I want to hear and the Lawrence.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So then when you get them, but what I like about Velchie and Rural is he goes to the whiteboard. Mm-hmm. And he brings them. He gives you bullet points. I like the bullet point.
I love data.
I love data. And Rachel, she will sit there and read you the whole Mueller report.
She does that historical data research. It tells you from the beginning of time how this is connected.
I love that woman.
That's amazing.
So if I really want to know what the real deal is, I'll go there. And then there's one other. And then TYT. I mean, the Young Turks.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name?
I haven't been watching those.
Oh, you have to go to the Young Turks because he is right on the money.
Yeah.
His whole staff, they've broken it down into everybody got their own little parts. So that's how I get my news. I don't listen to nothing Fox. And then if they keep repeating the same stuff.
Yeah.
And I like Ari. Melber at Ari is like I think he thinks he's black because he's always doing the rap lyrics and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So I like him. Now, if you keep repeating and you don't call this idiot out on his stuff or anybody else, I mean, the other day I thought Velchie was getting ready to punch this dude. He was so pissed off. He was like. You better be glad you on the air. That's all I can say. You better be, because he was ready to punch his lights out. So those are the people that I listen to because those are the people that I know they're telling me some facet of truth.
I hear you.
But the ones that keep repeating and they're like, well, how can he do this? And then you're like, but you're not outraged? No, I can't watch you. So then I get mine all through YouTube.
So we're at the bottom of the hour right now.
So now we're ready for our guest, right?
Yeah, and I'm telling you, this is really fascinating. I mean, it's always good for us to talk about things like this, not only to let people in on what's going on, but also by us exchanging this type of information, it helps us to become a little bit more knowledgeable and educated on what's going on. As entrepreneurs, we need to know what's going on in society, in our community, so we can better plan and prepare ourselves to be more successful, utilizing.
And it affects our business.
Exactly.
I mean, when you're like what you're talking about the SBA, one of the things that we know is that we as a people, our capital opportunities are very limited.
Oh, yeah.
So if there's they limit even the limit that we have, then we already have a hard time taking our businesses to scale.
Now, let me ask you this. Are you available on the 21st at about 11 o'clock to do a meeting with me on the SBA?
The 21st, what's that?
It's a Tuesday.
A Tuesday. I start the 21st of this month.
Next Tuesday.
That's next Tuesday. Next Tuesday.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me see.
I'm scheduled to meet with the SBA, and these are, not this, but I want to talk about some things that can help small businesses using my program.
Oh, okay.
And other types of things. So let me know if you're available. Time? At 11 o'clock.
I probably could because I got a 1 o'clock at the Urban League.
Okay.
Are you Victor Parker or who?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I saw Victor.
At his office.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because Victor and I will be talking about the beauty industry.
Okay.
I saw him. I was at the business summit that the mayor put on.
Yeah.
So I saw him there, and that he was part of that. And then he was one of the sponsors and for the Youth Entrepreneurial Challenge. So I just had a conversation.
So let me know if you're available, and we can tie it all in together, because the program that I'm pitching is really going to help a lot of small businesses. You see what I'm saying? And I just need them to support it. And so we can think of launching it to help these businesses.
Well, he's been doing some interesting things around, with the summit and some things, other things that he's been involved with from a business level. I think, the agenda here in California or in Los Angeles is that we're kind of stepping away from federal and doing, but they have some sort of agenda. They have some sort of responsibility to them. But I think I have a 1 o'clock, but if that's confirmed for 11.
11 o'clock, yes, it's confirmed.
So I need to just push that. Let me find out if I can push that client down to 2 or 3 since that's in Glendale.
Okay, sounds great. So you're listening to the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. And if you're just tuning in, we're talking today about a whole lot of things that can impact small businesses: gentrification, monetization, how certain privileged individuals are really stepping on our throats in the marketplace. So I really want you guys to tune in. And if you want to participate in our conversation, really would love you to do that. Just give us a call here. Our phone number is 323-293-3375. That's 323-293-3375. Take a break.
All right.
Small businesses spend more than $500 million each year combined trying to find missing or replace missing paperwork. Hey, small businesses, are you tired of losing out on business opportunities because your paperwork is not in order? And don't you hate having to register in multiple websites just to find a single procurement opportunity that may not even be worth your time? Well, worry no more. Small Biz Pro is the solution to your problems. Small Biz Pro is an all-in-one cloud-based business management, compliance, and procurement assistance software platform that keeps small businesses organized, contract-ready, bank loan-ready, with quick access to procurement opportunities, as well as market research data. Here are some of the features and benefits that you receive when you use Small Biz Pro to run your business daily. Superior record keeping at your fingertips, back office management and compliance, quick access to bids and procurement opportunities in government databases. It allows you to conduct easy market research and gather industry statistics. Government certification preparedness and compliance checklists. Easy HR and general operations management functionality. Bank loan readiness preparation and cash flow management. Certified payroll and labor compliance reporting. Business dictionary with defined business terms. A cloud-based business management platform that keeps small businesses organized and ready. Even nonprofits. Business documents securely stored in the cloud. Data fully encrypted and protected by triple firewall reinforcements. On-the-spot document retrieval for quick decision-making. Bank-level data security for compliance. Document expiration alerts and advanced notifications. It uses security restrictions to block out unauthorized users. And much more. Try it out today for only $5 for the first 30 days. What are you waiting for? Go to www.smallbizpro.net and register now, or your competitors will. Small Biz Pro, keeping small businesses organized, business ready, and contract ready. Subcontractors and small businesses are very good at performing their craft. But when it comes to managing their paperwork and efficiently running their business, not so much. That is why Buchanan & Associates, a multiple award-winning supplier diversity business management, technical support, coaching, and compliance firm is here to help you. Buchanan & Associates possesses core competencies in small business paperwork and government compliance, back office management and business support, business infrastructure and organizational development, light rail transportation program management, assisting small businesses in packaging and submitting their minority, woman-owned, and disadvantaged business enterprise certifications. We even match you up with contract opportunities. Buchanan & Associates has delivered more than 7,500 hours of training to subcontractors by preparing them to become business-ready, contract-ready, and bank loan-ready with the ability to quickly access key documents in seconds. Buchanan & Associates helps subcontractors accurately prepare, manage, and submit certified payroll, contract compliance, and labor compliance reports to primes so that they can get paid on time without delays. If you need to meet your disadvantaged business or small business enterprise participation goals, Buchanan & Associates can help you. If you need a qualified and experienced firm to oversee your subcontractors so that you can successfully complete your projects, Buchanan & Associates can help you. We help all businesses organize and set up their company the right way so that they can formally pursue contracts. Buchanan & Associates has assisted subcontractors and primes secure more than $90 million in contract awards. What are you waiting for? Contact Buchanan & Associates today, the small business paramedic. Go to www.thebuchanangroup.net and begin saving now.
And we are back.
We're back.
Welcome to the Business Zone with Crystal.
And Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic.
And we are happy to have this young lady in the studio today. Last week we had someone from Georgia, and so now we got another person in the house from Atlanta. Right? You're actually from Atlanta proper. She was from another city in Georgia, but she was an amazing
economic development in Georgia.
Yeah, there you go. So Miss Stephanie, who calls herself Studio Stephanie, she's a wealth and wellness coach, life coach, master trainer, yoga instructor, a published author, and a speaker. She, I think this is your motto, is to help women reach their, I empower women to unlock their potential, unblock their self-worth, and unfold their destiny because we deserve it. So most people want to improve their overall lives, such as losing weight, making more money, but their mindset gets in the way. Studio Stephanie empowers women, as I said, to unblock their potential, and her life mission is to help women and young women enjoy their life journey by remaining mentally, physically, and financially balanced, especially if you're ready for the right mate to connect your life with. She's combined her skills as a certified life coach, a master trainer, yoga instructor, and nutritionist to create the free mental weight loss challenge and her triple threat master program to help those who already know what to do but can't quite get started or complete the task.
Sounds like a plan.
He offers insightful information through seminars, workshops, webinars, keynote addresses, and to discuss topics for overall growth and well-being of women. So welcome to the Business Zone. We're so happy to have you.
Welcome to the Business Zone, Miss Stephanie.
So Miss Stephanie came to the breakfast mixer, RBD's breakfast mixer on Tuesday, and I asked her, TJ, she came with TJ, and so like, are you interested in being on the show? Because she had talked, she gotten up and did her 30-second pitch, and very impressive. So you actually lost weight yourself, right? Yes. And is this how the journey started, or was the journey already going on prior, at least?
That's a great question. Having had 3 children, I'm 5 feet tall. We don't grow any taller, we grow wider.
Yeah.
And I just got tired of wearing sweaters and things to cover up.
Okay.
And I just like looking at myself in the mirror, in the nude, like I tell my clients, look at yourself in the mirror and look at every nook and cranny and work on it. And that is part of my journey, but that wasn't the reason why I got into wellness.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So the weight loss program that you do, how does that work? I mean...
Okay. Well, with that, I have a free 7-day mental weight loss challenge. And all they have to do is just go on my website, which is studiostephanie.com. And when they submit their email address, every day for 7 days, I give them a mental challenge because you can't lose weight physically until you master it here mentally. And so it just helps prepare you for this journey.
So does it mean I'm going to have to log on to this then as soon as tomorrow?
Yeah, it would help.
All right. Because I've been looking at that challenge myself, too, and somehow I'm just not challenging myself.
You're just not challenging. And it's very, very important. This past week, I lost some real close friends of mine, actually, to strokes.
This week?
Last week. Actually, it was last week. Oh, good friend of mine. And in fact, this young man, this guy, he was an entertainer. He was on the show White Shadows. And name is Larry. He was waiting for a big deal. Had been waiting for this. He's a producer and director, and so had been waiting for this deal for a long time. It was about to come to fruition, and he had a massive heart attack and died on the way to the hospital.
Wow!
And Larry is in his 60s. And then another young man that. You know, when in my party days, he was always out there and doing his thing. I think he was 60 as well, 61, 62. He died of a stroke. And then, of course, we had John Singleton.
Yes,
and
51.
He died, and he was in his
51.
51.
Wow.
So there's been a lot. And then just in this last week, my internet, Facebook, people, strokes, hip replacement, heart attack, brain aneurysms. I mean, you name it. Wow. And these are young people. Yeah. So
that's scary.
Yeah, it is. So for me, taking care of health is very, very important.
Definitely.
And it is part of the mental piece in order for you to be encouraged to get past that. Because that's...
So how did you do it?
Okay. I actually had to learn the relationship with food. A lot of people eat food based upon their taste buds. And food is not about taste buds. It's about feeding your organs. Yeah. And people are emotionally attached to food. And I can't blame a lot of them. It starts young when the parent makes you eat everything on your plate.
Yes.
Yeah. And just thinking that eating... Your stomach is about the size of your fist.
Right.
So
supposed to be.
Yeah.
Supposed to be.
Right. So when you're eating all of this and you're just mentally used to eating so much, it just throws you off. And then emotionally, like I said, we are accustomed around the holidays, eat all this cake and cookies and drink all this alcohol. All that stuff adds up. And my goal is just to help people understand that food is fuel. It's like our bodies are vehicles. We have a soul, which doesn't have a birth date or a death date, but this body does. It's just for us to function on this planet. And how do you take care of it? And it naturally wants to take care of us if we feed it properly.
So when did you get the epiphany that, hey, I need to do something here? And when did you start, and how did it work for you? What did you do?
Actually, I was dating this gentleman, and we started getting really close, and then he surprised me with some lingerie, and I was like, okay, I can put one thigh in there. So
that's about it, sir.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to. That's when I put it in my head. Okay, this is it. Yeah. Let me go ahead and just do it, and let me just stay disciplined, because we all know what to do. It's just about implementation.
So what did you do?
I learned how to make smaller portions. Okay. I learned that everything that tastes good isn't necessarily good for us. Yeah. And like I said, our body is a vehicle. So I just eat what's nutritious, what I need to eat. And it's about 80-20. So 80% of the time I eat proper, and then I have my dessert.
Which is fine. I get that. Yeah. But see, I have a relationship with Jamaican food, and There's no way I can exclude that from my diet. So
you don't have to exclude
do we do
it.
that? How
you
do
just
we
make
do it?
smaller portions. You don't have to exclude
Smaller
it.
portions.
Yeah, smaller portions. And then I'm also with the intermittent fasting, where I eat between 12 and 8. Because the first 4 to 5 hours that you awaken, the body, the digestive system, is trying to work its magic, is pushing through. And so if you don't stuff it with a lot of food, it can help push and help you start your day properly. And actually, you don't lose any energy. You just drink water. I've read where some people might drink coffee, but drinking some water, lukewarm water is preferable, and or some tea, but with no caffeine. But just letting your body take care of itself. That's the best way.
See, I heard so many conflicting information on that, though, because they said if you don't eat in the morning when you get up, right, that first so many hours, that's when the acid in your stomach start feeding on the walls because it's trying to find food or something to break down.
Well, that's why water is good, and alkaline water.
So the water,
best.
the water acts as a buffer, so that the enzymes and the acids don't eat up the wall of your stomach.
Yes, and like I said, alkaline water is best because no disease can live in an alkaline environment. So when you drink alkaline water and you eat alkaline foods, it helps offset that acid in your body.
Yeah, my grandmother used to, and she lived to be 103. She had warm lemon water.
Yes.
In the morning?
Yes.
Every morning.
Yes, that makes it alkaline.
And it makes it alkaline. So every morning, that's what she drank.
Yeah.
And it kept her regular, and it kept her clear. And in fact, when she was in her, I guess, 60s, and she first came out here, the doctor was just absolutely amazed that she wasn't on some kind of blood pressure medication or some sort of something, because you're supposed to be, right?
Yeah, they always trying to push those medicines. And it's really sad. They expect us to just be guinea pigs and just poison our bodies with all this man-made medicine when the medicine is in our food naturally.
Because one of the things that they tell us that when you don't eat, then it creates ulcers. So the ulcers are the acid eating against the wall and creating those pits. So that's ulcer. And then it's like you can never heal the ulcer.
So I guess with the intimate, from what I'm understanding, because my trainer, which is Dawn, she had us do. She does it. We don't do it. We do it like once a month.
Okay.
And so she'll have us eat from 12 to 6.
12 in the afternoon.
12 in the afternoon, which actually is not a bad for me.
Not bad.
So when I come in from, like, we work out at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then we come in and you're drinking water because you're working out, letting your body, letting the exercise or whatever burn itself up, right?
Exactly.
And then she says eat every 2 to
3
12,
hours.
3 every 2 to 3
Exactly.
hours,
Yes.
so that your body is using as grazing.
Yes.
And then at 6 o'clock, I guess you stop.
Yes.
And then your body is going to use all the food that it's eaten throughout the day, and then that'll carry you over to the next day.
That's right, because you don't need to
6
carry.
o'clock, that's it? No more food? After 6?
On the look on his face.
That's like torture to me.
Now,
Mentally is torture.
mentally is here. So now with me, food is not my issue. Mine is if my body requires a hefty amount of workout. So if I'm working out 5, now is that I'm literally, if I'm doing everything that I have on my plate, then it's like 6 days that I work out. So, and then 2, I have my weight training 3 times a week, and then I have my dance, which is my cardio in between, and I play tennis on the weekend. So if I'm doing that, whatever I'm eating is getting burned. Of course,
right.
I got to eliminate the white sugar and the things like
white
that.
Bread,
white bread,
rice.
all the whites, right?
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing. All the whites. And then my body will operate at its, I could not carry out my schedule if I didn't exercise. And when I don't exercise, my body starts to go into all kinds of connections. And it's like, okay, you need to go work out.
So what does it do? Like you get a stomach cramp?
You're like, you know how when you're working out and you've done a really hard workout and your body hurts, and the next day it goes into a lactic thing, and then everything is hurting. Everything that you worked the day before hurts, right?
Yes.
So if day 3, let's say Monday, since I work out on Monday morning, and then Tuesday I usually in the evening do my thing, and then Wednesday I have another workout. But let's say I miss my 2 days of physical weight training, or by Thursday, the body is feeling just like it would have if I had worked out really hard, but worse.
Yeah, that's true.
And it gets stiff and tight, and it hurts.
But then that's why yoga is really good.
Yeah,
Do you practice yoga?
I haven't quite got. Mentally, I can't shut down enough for yoga to work for me.
So you
but
do
yoga slows you down, so you can speed up.
So you do you teach yoga.
I teach yoga in the jails. Yes.
Wow.
Because it's not about how you fall; it's about how you get back up.
How you get back? Yeah, I took a yoga class, and they told me to give it 3 months, and so I'm going. So exactly when does this start feeling better? Because right now I am so much pain from the yoga.
Because you're stretching muscles that you haven't stretched in a while.
It was like, okay, this is like a torture thing. So I gave it 3 months, and then I just went over to burlesque dancing. It's still stressful.
You probably just didn't have the right teacher. That's all.
Could be.
Yeah.
So I haven't. And then my brain, I can't get it to stop. It's just that my brain is always working.
So Stephanie, tell me, how long did it take you to look this fine?
Thank you. I comfortably lost weight over 6 months.
6 months?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
girl, you got to show me.
I went to a size 18.
What?
And then I lost all of the weight, and then I went to a size 4. But then because of my muscles working out, I'm a size 6.
In 6 months, you lost all of that?
Yes.
Because, it's more difficult for women to lose weight.
It
so
is.
if you lose
Definitely.
that in 6 months, then...
Yes. But it's drinking a lot of water, working out, and just eating what the body needs.
Yeah?
Wow. Because after I knew that I was just going to stay focused and just lose the weight. And then after that, it's just all about maintaining.
Yeah.
For now on.
I think so. Would you say the hardest part is Tanya says hello? Hey, from Atlanta.
Hey.
Tanya from last week.
Hey,
Tanya. Would you say that the maintenance is harder than the actual?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so because I don't know. When I was training really hard, I was doing up to 3 hours a day because I was also teaching classes too. Okay. But it's just maintenance. It's just putting in an hour here. And
I'm just working up the courage to do this thing because I know you made some sacrifices. I'm just trying to figure out
it's just food. And don't forget, like I said, it's 80% what you eat, 20% fitness. So if you're eating correctly, it's just going to fall off naturally.
So for him, what he's telling you is he hasn't been able to get the start.
Right.
He knows.
I know what I need to do, but
it's the start. So with your clients, how do you what's that mental preparation that they need to get him where, I'm going to just go ahead and do this?
Well, if he really wanted to just jump all in and go for it, I would say eliminate the flesh. Eliminate the flesh.
That means
anything that was ever alive. Yes.
Okay, is there a graduate?
You gotta be gradual.
Is there a gradual?
I'm thinking about my curry goat and my oxtail. I'm going, man.
Well, then, yes. I say make smaller portions and every 3 to 4 hours, to keep the metabolism going. But just smaller portions and drink a lot of water. That fills you up. It sends the signals to your brain.
Drink a lot of water.
I don't. So I'm going to tell you where my problem is. Okay. So I work a lot from home sometimes, right? And when it gets to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 at night, that's when I'm working. That's when I get hungry.
Okay.
Now, I check the fridge. And I don't see any fruit or any grapes or anything.
That's the problem.
I don't see any of that. So then the next best thing is like, maybe I'll see, I don't know, some food or some leftover food from the day. And I just heat it up in the microwave and that's it. And I'm working and I'm eating. So that's my problem right there.
Yeah. One, you want to be aware of your portion.
Right.
A lot of people just eat, and you're not aware.
I'm aware of the portions, but I know I just eat badly. I eat bad times of the day. So
I'm gonna make an observation. So when I was in Jamaica, when I went to Jamaica, a majority of Jamaicans are kind of thin.
I know, because they walk a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of walking. There's not many cars down there.
Okay, because you don't see too many heavy.
I was thin too. I was thin one time.
Just trying to get a basis for it, because they're eating Jamaican food, right?
Yeah, but when I first came here, I was thin because, back in the day, I played a lot of soccer. I did a lot of sport, and I walked a lot. I did a lot of stuff. So, it took care of the body. But when I come here, I think one of the worst inventions is cars. I drive everywhere. If I could drive to the bathroom, I would.
So you don't. So then in this case, so would you, for a client, then physicalness, which is my issue, and like I said, food is not something that I have a problem with, but physical, yes. Yeah. So I don't think there's any of that incorporated in the Gilbert Buchanan world, is there? Just checking.
I really want to play tennis, but I don't have a partner to play with. Aww. She's all the way across town. I could play with her, but she's all the way across town. And every time I think, like the show today, I'm thinking, man, I got to drive all the way over there, man. I don't feel like it,
You can bounce it up against the wall now and run.
But if you go to a park, you'll probably find some individuals that are playing. We might have some people out there that's got some. I'll ask if we have some tennis, because there's some, some parks.
We have some chinitos in there.
Okay. Well, what other form of, what about soccer?
I wouldn't do soccer now. You know why? Because I haven't played in a while, and I know I'm going to hurt myself.
You would hurt yourself.
What about riding a bike? You don't like riding a bike?
I rather do tennis. Tennis or soccer, but soccer I'm not ready for, because I understand soccer. I've played soccer all my life. I've studied it. If you don't play soccer for a while and then you go play, you're going to be hurting some muscles, like the groin muscle when you try kicking the ball, and that's going to hurt forever. So I don't do, but the tennis I can do.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And then I also have a lot of tips about fitness.
So let's hear some of them.
Yeah, this is my self-help workwork. It's called Images Everything.
Start there for him.
Yeah, exactly.
It's called Images Everything. It's a self-help workbook. It's for women. I designed it for women to help empower them mentally, physically, spiritually. And so I talk about the food, again, what I was mentioning, 80% what you eat. Yeah. But definitely, I notice with a lot of Jamaican food, it's a lot of white rice.
No. Yeah. Rice and peas. That's what we do. Rice and peas.
White rice.
We banish the white. Well, the people I know, they banish the white rice.
Wait a minute. Even though it's rice and peas, the rice, even though it's got the gravy on it, is still white rice.
Well, the peas turn it to...
No. He tried.
No. Brown rice. So if you use brown rice, but rice is supposed to be... And I love rice. And I grew up, my mom grew up in the South. So I learned how to eat rice with butter and sugar. Yeah. And when I found out it turns, out of all of the starches, it turns to sugar like
the rice.
Really, right. So so I eliminate rice. If I do every now and then, in my household, my brother-in-law loves rice. The rice is their potatoes.
I think that's the first thing I need to get rid of.
So if you get rid of the rice, if you notice when I go to eat with you, I don't eat the rice and I can't eat the cabbage. Right. So I really only eat the meat. And I pick out the carrots and all the other stuff because my body doesn't like the whatever. But rice, I just stopped eating. And at first it was kind of difficult. Right. But because I learned to eat it one way. Right. If there's no butter or sugar to it, I don't want to eat it anyway.
Too bland.
Yeah. Right, it's too bland. Yeah. So every now and then, for breakfast, and I don't do breakfast, I do more power shakes. But every now and then, I want some rice with some egg. But that's like once every 3 or 4 months. And if I do eat it, so Dawn, who is guest co-host here as well, she recommends if you're going to eat your carbs, do them before 3 o'clock. So your body can use it to turn into energy. But do not eat rice or anything after 6 o'clock.
Yes, unless you're going to burn it off.
And you might just eliminate rice and see a big difference.
I should. I think that's the first easy step I can do.
And drink the water.
Drink the water.
And I have a lot of water at home. I just don't drink it.
Don't forget our body is 80% fluid. Yeah. But when you're eating more food.
See, I need someone like you with a whip. do this.
I'll do it.
She'll send you a text.
That's what I need.
Join the 7-day challenge.
Yeah. That's right. What are you eating today?
But you got to go hardcore. You got to be nice.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the nice
You're nice
one.
for the ladies.
Yeah.
No, you got to be, what the heck are you putting in your mouth now?
See, like Dawn is rough. Man.
Yeah, Dawn is no joke, man.
That's good.
We'll be, this is how she sets us up. We'll work out, and I mean, the other day, we were all looking like, who is she mad at? We were doing 30 minutes off, 30 minutes starting at 5.2 miles per hour.
Yes.
Some of them were up at 9 or 10.
Nice.
And then you'd have to get off and weight lift, and you'd have to do 75 burpees. And we're like, is she mad at us? Everybody was walking around, what? Is it 7? Is it time to go? We were like, let's get the heck out of here. Then afterwards, she go, let's go have coffee. Let's go into Vaughn's and have Starbucks. And then she's sitting there waiting for you to order a cafe latte.
Oh, she wants to see what you're going to order.
And then she looked like, so she'll ask them, so how many calories are in whipped cream? Right?
I do that.
It's like, okay, you just brought us over here just to sabotage. So you'll go, I'll take a small, coffee and no cream, no nothing. I'll just take thank you, that's what I want. And then she'll go, is that what you really want? Yeah, that's what we really wanted.
Why are you with her?
So are you like that, Stephanie?
Some might say that.
Yeah, you are. Because see, that's the only way it will work for me. If you're too nice to me and, oh, sweetie, you should have this, it's not going to work.
Yeah, especially
you got to crack that whip.
Yeah. So I think that's
that's what I need.
For you.
That's what I need. Because first, the rice I can do. Because before I came here, I had some rice and I should.
Wow.
But rice is not. It's not that difficult to give up. I mean, because you're really, because technically rice has no flavor.
Right.
So it's not like it's so flavorful that you're going to miss the flavor.
It's just a fuller.
What would you replace it with, though?
With quinoa. Are you familiar with quinoa? It's really good.
Yeah?
Your face was classic.
I know.
Quinoa. It's the same texture, but it's wheat. It's wheat.
No, it's like a barley. It's a.
Oh, okay.
Do you get it in the supermarket?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Is it expensive though?
No,
it's like rice.
Okay, I'm gonna try buying some tomorrow.
And you cook it just like you cook oatmeal,
just
or
like
rice.
you cook rice, right?
Exactly.
And then you eat it with meat and all of that stuff.
Yes, if you have to.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna try that.
There you go.
Because rice, I know I can give up easily. Because I gave it up before.
Yeah.
So I know I can.
I think you'll see. I think you could see a noticeable difference without the rice.
Over what period of time?
I would say probably
60 days.
Depends on what else you're eating.
Yeah, now we got to get you some control over
Yes.
the snacking at nighttime. You have to really stop eating
Graham
after.
crackers.
Yeah. Oh. You have to really stop eating after 6 o'clock at night.
It's tough though, because you get those hunger pains.
Well, what time do you go to sleep?
Not
4:30 or 5 in the morning.
In the morning.
Yeah.
Woo.
So I'm up until that time doing stuff.
But can't you snack on carrots or snack on something if you want something crunchy, or eat an apple if you want something sweet?
I tried it.
You said you tried it, but if you're not allergic, trail mix, you go and get your walnuts, your almonds, your raisins.
Okay.
I can just see it.
So now the other piece would be rest. How important is sleep?
Man.
I don't get any rest at all.
That's
my
so
big
important
problem.
Because stress is the number one silent killer, and you need at least 6 hours.
Yeah, I don't even get that.
You should, because you're shortening your life.
Yeah, I don't even get that.
You need to, get the rest in, and you need to laugh.
I laugh a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I watch Trevor Noah every night. He makes me laugh.
He makes you laugh.
He's hilarious.
Yeah. Rest is important because your body needs to rejuvenate itself. So I think yours is a discipline thing.
Yes, it is.
If it's no more than just coming out your house and walking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Listening to some music.
Yeah.
And then coming back. Even I've noticed with men, they can do a walking thing for like 2 weeks, and they are already see a difference in their weight. Whereas walking, my body's like, what the heck?
I think I need someone like that to kind of keep me in check. if I don't have that, then I just go back to my bad habits.
Yeah, so you need someone to tell you that you're, or even get a sports watch where it monitors your sleeping.
That's right. There's a lot of apps.
Yeah, there's a lot of apps out there, and I use those for working out. It tells me how much I'm burning, and then also it will record, what was my sleeping pattern. Yeah. And so now I'm forced to, I make sure my bedtime is 12:30. No later than 12:30. Wow. And then, and because especially when I'm getting up at 5 to go to work out, especially on those days. Yeah. And then sometimes it needs to be earlier. It needs to be like 11. But I'm making sure I'm at least getting 6.5 to 7 hours of sleep.
That's good. And then while you're resting, you turn off the television, turn off your telephone, so you can just have peace and quiet.
That puts me to sleep, though.
That's the purpose.
Yeah, when I watch it, it puts me to sleep. So, so that works.
But you need to cut it off because you don't know subliminally what's going on, and you want to just relax.
See, if I don't do that, I'll be thinking about my bills. I don't want to think about my bills.
Meditation comes in.
I don't want to think about my bills, so I just turn on the television, watch some Saturday Night Live or Trevor Noah or whatever to make me laugh. That's it. But I need, to have that person that.
Right. Initially, until you get enough strength to do it yourself. But have you ever tried to meditate?
No. Meditate on what?
Meditate and just zone out and not think about anything.
See, the only time that happened for me is when I just lose myself in some reggae music. That's it.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, that just takes.
That's what I suggested to him, because I think for me it's about. I'm sure for you, the things that you enjoy doing takes you away from your work. As entrepreneurs, I think it's very important for us to step away.
Yes, definitely.
Step away from all that you do, and especially all three of us are in businesses where we cater to other people, right? So they're always observing everything that you have and leaving you with nothing, right? So I think you, and I've said this to you before, getting into the studio would be a very important thing.
It would be really helpful, yes.
Right, exactly. Yes. And that probably could change a lot of stuff.
And I think about that a lot, too. I say, Crystal said I should do this.
Yeah, you should make some time. And be like my blogging stuff. I have an alarm on my phone that tells me 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoon is blogging time. And so and I have it, my watch goes off like early in the morning to let me know, and then about 30 minutes beforehand. So you need to set a time and go over to Zarian and just hang out and just have fun.
I probably
for these 4, whatever that date works. Sunday, you don't have to work on Sunday.
Yeah,
and just take do 2-3 hours and just dedicate it to your music.
Yeah.
And then when you wake up, just stretch. If you don't believe in yoga, just stretch.
I stretch a
basic.
lot.
Okay,
I stretch
that's
a
good.
lot.
Yeah.
And lately, I've found this lady. She is masseuse.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that lady. She's a little Japanese lady. Woo!
Oh, yeah, they
that woman's got some powerful arms, man. She rubs my muscles. I'm going, oh, no, please. And then she grabbed my hand. I'm going, quick. She got me screaming like
Look out for
girl.
the small ones, yeah.
She's powerful, man, that little woman. I'm going, damn. And then she told me that she does jiu-jitsu.
Oh, wow.
She's powerful, man. She's powerful.
Trained. So let me ask, so you do a number of other things that you're gaining peace of mind, reducing stress levels, which is some of the things that we've been talking to Mr. Gilbert over here about, and eliminating procrastination.
Yes.
Is all that in this book?
Yes, it is.
Just pretend that the cover is not Pink Gilbert and buy this book. Then get this book.
All of that is me. All of that is me.
I wrote this just for you, Gilbert.
Yes,
I wrote just for you.
All of that is me.
Getting out your own self way.
Yes, exactly.
But truthfully though, I mean, it's the feeling better.
Yeah, definitely. Because like I said, stress kills, and
it does.
It sneaks up on you, and until you make sure that you're mindful and making sure that you relax and take care of yourself. We're in the service business. We're always taking care of others. But we need to take care of ourselves first.
Okay, that's good. So you still didn't tell me about your journey, how you get to this part.
Well, basically, I was pretty much slim my life until I had the children. When I had my third child after 30, that's when I just really, gained the weight. And at first it was a journey I was walking around the mountain. It's Stone Mountain in Georgia. I was walking around that a lot, but I was still eating dipping butter, lobster, and I was drinking wine at night. And it wasn't until I understood the relationship with food. Yeah. Food is for, fueling your body, not for your taste buds. Yeah. Yeah. But if you would eat more correctly, you will also realize that you don't need as much. When you eat a lot of empty food, a lot of fast foods, you need like 2 times or 3 times more than if you ate a nutritious plate, because the nutrition, it triggers your mind and lets you know that it's satisfied. Mm-hmm. But when you eat those empty calories, you can eat so much more. Yeah, and you're just carrying it around your belly, and for women in all the wrong places. And we don't need to, because excuse me, getting up the stairs, if you got a huff and puff, it's just too much on your heart.
So besides yoga, what other physical activities do you do?
A lot of walking, a little running.
Do you do hiking too?
Yes, yeah, definitely.
You hike up Stone Mountain?
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
I love taking newbies. I love for them to have a positive experience, because a lot of them have negative experience, like you said, with your yoga. You didn't enjoy it. Yeah. So I like to make sure that people enjoy it, because this is a lifestyle.
Do you play any sports?
No. I'm 50.
Oh, you're still young.
You're still young. No.
Crystal plays sports.
Yeah, I play tennis. But I play tennis.
I love to play tennis. Don't get me wrong. I just don't commit to it all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But from a tournaments, matches.
Nice.
See, I'm 60, and I still feel like I'm maybe 35. That's how I feel.
Right.
And I could play sports. I fool a lot of people because I think I'm younger than I actually look. But
that's good.
And I know if I were more active, I would knock it out of the park.
Especially being Jamaican. I mean, it's in your DNA.
It's in my DNA.
Yeah.
I know it.
Yeah.
So I just need to just recommit myself. And
just make it. Or just, like and I think this is important. I'm sure this is what you teach your people. Is like, that's why on Saturday mornings I play tennis. Yeah. One, it's a structure. Yeah. Once I put it in place, this is what I'm doing from 8:30 in the morning to at least 12 o'clock playing tennis.
That's nice.
I'm going to seek out a partner. I'm very competitive. See, I have a buddy who we play all the time, and he used to be in LA.
You know who's been wanting to play tennis but doesn't want to come over the hill either? Is Leo Kabline. Leo is he lives in Pasadena, so that could be closer to you.
Leo.
Have you met Leo, my friend? He's I don't think you've been on the show.
He's in Pasadena?
He's in Pasadena, in Altadena.
Give me his number. I'll reach out to him.
He been talking about coming to our park, and his son actually has played competitive tennis.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, but they're in Altadena.
See, that's what I like.
Yeah, so you could play.
I like the competition.
Okay. And then you can go on meetup.com and find a group. Okay. Next.
You are too funny, dude.
I've had bad experiences meeting up with people I don't know.
But you and actually, there may even be some tennis clubs out there. Like, I belong to a tennis club, but there's something that you can just go over. But you do need to know some people that can actually, because from what I hear, our club, our park, we have control over our park. Yeah. But I'm hearing that when you go to other parks and there are other competitive, they gotta kind of invite you in. You just can't go over.
Click, huh?
You just can't go over and go, okay, hey, I got next. No, there is no next. It's not like basketball, from what I hear.
That is true.
We control our part.
That's true.
So that might make a difference. But I'll ask Marty. He
must
got some friends that. I'd
love to do that.
But I'll talk to Leo, because I talked to Leo about playing tennis, and he goes, "Yeah, but you're way over there, Crystal. I really want to play tennis." Yeah. But there you go. You two can play. He knows about
Give me his number. I'll reach out to him, and
y'all can find a halfway point.
That might be my lifesaver.
Very good.
Yeah.
See, you made a difference today. It's a good thing you came on the show.
You're going to sign up for her 7-day challenge.
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to go check it out. Yes, so what do I need to do? Just
all you have to do is just go on my website, studiostephanie.com, and that's spelled STUDIO, STEFF, ANIE,
StudioStephanie.com.
And you'll see a tab that says the 7-Day Mental Weight Loss Challenge.
And then when you sign up, what happens?
Then in your email, for 7 days straight, you'll see a challenge, a mental challenge.
Oh, okay, cool.
So that means, guys, that Stephanie, you don't have to go to Atlanta to work out with Stephanie.
Right. That's right.
So Stephanie, they can call you at
678-330-8139. Again, that's 678-330-8139.
And can they find you on social media?
Oh, yes. Studio Stephanie. Everywhere.
Studio Stephanie. I like that. How did you get to come about your handle?
I was actually an entertainment agent, and Travis Winky, which is a fashion guru, I helped him write his first book. I also help people write books. I helped him write his first book, and so during that relationship of being close, working with each other, and I was trying to get away from, I was a commissioner's personal assistant, and so I was trying to get off into my own branding. And so I was taking celebrities into the schools to promote my commissioner, but also to promote the celebrities that needed to, help the community. So doing all of that, he said, Studio Stephanie. And I was like, okay. He said, Stephanie Studio or Studio Stephanie. And, I just said, okay, Studio Stephanie flows better.
That's good.
And I just kept it ever since. And then when I left the entertainment world, because I just, with the entertainment industries, you get a lot of sharks and people that want to stab you. Yeah.
All kinds of people.
And I just wanted to help people, and I didn't want to have to be
on your guard all the time.
I just wanted to help people, so I just sat and prayed on it. And wellness, everybody needs to be well, and so I said, let me go ahead and do that. And then people will always come up to me if they knew me or not and just talk about fitness. So I said, okay, well, this must be my calling.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful journey.
This was a very good, I don't want to say case study, but focus group that you did on me today. This is really good.
That's good. I'm glad.
I never had a guest on this show that really zeroed in on some of these things about me. So this
from a gentle place.
She's
a little gentler than Dawn,
from
right?
Dawn. Woo!
She just terrifies you, just like you happen to see her on Facebook and YouTube on the power of that little body. That's what scared you.
Oh yeah,
she's got a gentle, calming voice.
Yeah, but I'm sure she's got a little lion underneath her.
So you can resonate with the quiet, the calmness.
Quiet storm.
Quiet storm. So, helping people write books, because he need that too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I
actually need that as well, but he has a lot of content that needs to get into.
I'd love to help you all. I would have an interview with you and see where you're going, see what your target market is, and we'll work the chapters out, the names of the chapters. I usually teach people to draw a circle in the middle of the page, and that subject is whatever your topic is going to be, and then you just draw the lines out and all the different things. Just free your mind.
That's like a pinwheel.
Yeah, and all the different topics that comes out of your mind, those could be your potential chapters. And then we just put it all together from there.
Okay, well, I'm going to call you for that. You need to do that, because you got a book. Too. You need to be published.
Yes.
That's a good thing. So
I actually helped Thomas T.J. Lofton with his book.
I was wondering
how that book got kicked out so quickly.
I was wondering how you got that book put together so quickly. That's what it is. Because I saw the book, I'm going, this is a nicely put together book. Yeah. And I know he's traveling. I'm going, how does he do this?
Yeah, I had to arm wrestle him.
Yeah.
Okay, because we kind of know his journey. So it's like, because I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, not that we don't have faith in you, dude, but I'm like, how he put this together like this?
Yeah, because I'm looking at it.
Okay, I got it now, because it is a very well done book, and it's very informative and lots of information. So now I know your secret, dude.
Secrets out. Well, Studio Stephanie, thank you so much for being on the show.
I enjoyed it,
and we're hoping you can come back.
Oh yeah,
and hopefully when you come back, I'll at least lose about 15.
But you're going to be in much communique.
That's right. That's right. I will call you.
Even if he don't sign him, I'm going to sign him for him. So I need my co-host to be healthy.
And that's what I was just going to say. I appreciate you guys looking out for me, because that's what I need. I need people in my corner who is looking out for my well-being. So
I'm going to stay on him. So he's going to be He's going to be going online tonight.
Yes.
And if not tomorrow, I'm going to text him all day long. And he have no choice.
Yes.
See, that's what I need. I need someone to be at me all the time.
And then you work on him.
Yeah.
And work on him eliminating the rice.
Definitely.
Yes. I'll get him on the tennis court with somebody.
So get the rice out of your cabinets.
Yes. I have 2 bags. I got to throw them out.
Yes, throw them out.
Got to throw them out.
Yeah, no rice. You got to go get quinoa.
Yes, quinoa.
Quinoa or some other grain, some other barley grain. Or just eliminate. You don't need it. You got the cabbage piece.
Yeah.
I don't really like cabbage that much. So.
But see, there you go. You're thinking about your taste buds. Yeah. What does your body need?
Cabbage is good for you?
Yes.
Really?
It will eliminate.
Vitamin A.
Yes.
Yeah. And elimination. It's like greens.
Yes.
And kale and all those kind of things. It helps to. It's fiber.
Yes.
So whatever you can replace that with some healthy fiber is important.
Yes.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Because I would eat cabbage, but I'm going, what's the purpose? I could never tell the purpose.
So you got to eat. That's how I eat. It's like, is this good for my body? Okay, because that's really all I care about. Is it good for the body? So, and am I going to have energy? Yeah. So that would be it.
Yeah,
well, it's been such a pleasure.
Yes.
I love your spirit.
Thank you.
Definitely. Tell them again how they can reach you.
Okay. Studio Stephanie, your wealth and wellness coach, and that's studiostephanie.com, and that's spelled STUDIOSTEFFANIE.com.
Excellent.
Okay, so we're going to be looking forward to. I'll be helping him get signed up.
Yes.
And then I'll be calling you about the book. And then once let's let him do the weight thing, and then we'll get into the book stuff. We're just going to have to push him into
Between you and Dr. Tanya Lowe from Georgia, I'm definitely going to get it together.
That's right. We're going to get that 6-pack.
That's right, baby.
There you go.
Underneath this cake, there's a 6-pack.
Thank you, guys.
We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with Mr. T.J. Lofton telling us about the SB50. So
that's right.
We're going to get into some serious stuff.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get some depressing stuff.
My gentrification king.
All right, guys. We'll be right back.
Small businesses spend more than $500 million each year combined trying to find missing or replace missing paperwork. Hey, small businesses, are you tired of losing out on business opportunities because your paperwork is not in order? And don't you hate having to register in multiple websites just to find a single procurement opportunity that may not even be worth your time? Well, worry no more. Small Biz Pro is the solution to your problems. Small Biz Pro is an all-in-one cloud-based business management, compliance, and procurement assistance software platform that keeps small businesses organized, contract-ready, bank loan-ready, with quick access to procurement opportunities, as well as market research data. Here are some of the features and benefits that you receive when you use Small Biz Pro to run your business daily. Superior record keeping at your fingertips, back office management and compliance, quick access to bids and procurement opportunities in government databases. It allows you to conduct easy market research and gather industry statistics. Government certification preparedness and compliance checklists. Easy HR and general operations management functionality. Bank loan readiness preparation and cash flow management. Certified payroll and labor compliance reporting. Business dictionary with defined business terms. A cloud-based business management platform that keeps small businesses organized and ready. Even nonprofits. Business documents securely stored in the cloud. Data fully encrypted and protected by triple firewall reinforcements. On-the-spot document retrieval for quick decision-making. Bank-level data security for compliance. Document expiration alerts and advanced notifications. It uses security restrictions to block out unauthorized users. And much more. Try it out today for only $5 for the first 30 days. What are you waiting for? Go to www.smallbizpro.net and register now, or your competitors will. Small Biz Pro, keeping small businesses organized, business ready, and contract ready. Subcontractors and small businesses are very good at
eliminate that wealthy group.
So we're back on the Business Zone with
Crystal.
Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. And Crystal, who else do we have in our studio
today? Thomas T.J. Lofton. Everybody know who he is.
Everybody knows
him. Mr. Monetizing gentrification, building black ownership. Mm-hmm. So you've been out here doing your thing for a while, sir.
Absolutely.
Actually, you've been on the show a couple of times.
Absolutely.
Right? A couple of times. And you got this beautiful new book, which we talked about on the last one. But this time, TJ is calling. We're going to talk about what's going on specifically in Los Angeles. Because there's some stuff going on in L.A. that is, we got some major homelessness issues. And he's going to give us some tips on how we can get around this stuff. Get our arms wrapped around it.
So, Mr.
Lofton?
Oh, absolutely.
Welcome to the Business Zone, sir.
I appreciate the opportunity to sit with y'all again. This is an amazing show. I love what y'all doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For being in the community, allowing a platform for us.
Right. You've come a little ways since the first time you were on the show.
Yeah.
Because initially it was mostly the conversation about the low riding that you've done.
Yeah.
And then you've expounded on that. Now you literally did jump into finding out all the gentrification pros, cons, all that kind of stuff. You seem to have a pretty good grasp on it.
You know, I always seem to be placed in trouble, find trouble, you know? It's like I see things before it happen. I can see around the corner, like, don't y'all, that woodpecker pecking on that tree, in 10 years, that tree going to fall over on your house. People are like, 10 years later, TJ, can you come talk to us? You know, and that's like gentrification. You know, 4 years ago, people were like, what is gentrification? TJ?
Yeah.
Okay, what does that mean? Recently, people still saying that. Yeah. But now they're calling, TJ, can you come speak to us about gentrification? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, wow, you found out now.
Yeah.
So it's finally got serious for you.
You got serious. So we know it's happening all over the country, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And so just kind of refresh our minds why it's happening all over the country.
Okay, let's talk about it. Society has changed. People are making more money now. The greatest movement in our lifetime was called the internet. Mm-hmm. Y'all remember the internet thing, right?
Yes, it's wonderful.
When the internet came out, it immediately created pathways to entrepreneurship for just anybody. Mm-hmm. The playing field leveled. So now you have these people called the home-based business people. Whole new curriculums, laws passed because of these people, and it's a big trend. It's like jobs, forget it. People are sitting home. I got Etsy, I got eBay, I got Facebook, I got Amazon, and I'm bringing down 6 figures a year. Mm-hmm. So now we have all of these Reguses are popping up all over the country. Like, come on out of the house. We got office space over here for you. Mm-hmm. So because of that, people are saying, oh, man, $15,000, I can afford to pay $15,000 a month on a mortgage. I can afford to buy a bigger house because I'm always home running my home-based business. Mm-hmm. So they're building bigger houses now, and people can afford to pay more money. So they're like, well, wait a minute. We want to live in Los Angeles. Mm. And then on top of that, you got all of these people who are retiring in Los Angeles. The baby boomers are on their way out, and they're selling their houses. Yeah, they're like, children are gone. Little Justin's off in Howard University on the East Coast, and I want to get near my grandchildren or something. And people are like, hurry up, we need y'all to go. Because we want your houses. Y'all got the best weather in the country. Mm-hmm. So basically what it turns out to be is, and it's so many different reasons, but the biggest one is Silicon Valley decided they're it costs too much money to live in that area in Sacramento. Up north. Mm-hmm. So they decided too many of their employees are quitting. They decided we're going to move Silicon Valley down to Playa Vista and Los Angeles area and call it Silicon Beach. Mm. So now you got SpaceX moved to Hawthorne, California. We got Google bought up the Jordan Down projects and all these places. So we got the wealthy coming in. Larry Ellison goes to Malibu and buys every vacant lot that was for sale and the ones that's not for sale. Because they know what's happening. We're going through a reposition. Mm-hmm. Let's get rid of the poor people and bring in the wealthy people.
So how far does Silicon Beach stretch to? What's the range?
Silicon Beach it's like cancer. It's going to keep growing and growing. Every day a new corporation pops up. They decide, hey, well, we want this area over there.
So now does it extend to Malibu now?
Yes.
So you have Malibu, Huntington Beach, Manhattan Beach, all of those areas. Is all of that Silicon Beach?
Well, from the beach is the beach, but yes. It starts pretty much with Hermosa, Manhattan, because you got Raleigh Studios right there on Rosecrans. Yeah. Then you roll into the El Segundos. Then you the Playa Vistas, the Marina Del Reyes, and then you roll into the Malibus. You got Larry Ellison out there with his mega yacht sitting in the marina, one of the largest yachts in the world. You know, and he decided, you know what? There's no place to park my yacht, so I'm just going to buy this gas station here for regular people to use to put their gas in their regular boats. I'm going to buy that whole side and park my boat right there.
Wow.
And it's just like we're seeing the evidence of large money coming in, and it's pushing small money out. Yeah. So this is why they have trains going under Crenshaw. Then you got Tesla saying, Elon Musk saying, we're going to build hyperlinks underground. Mm-hmm. So he got underground rail going from the bottom of Tesla all the way to the Getty Museum, and wherever wealthy people live, that's where those links are going. And it's like, so now we're going to have people who work in Los Angeles that live in Las Vegas, that live in Riverside, Moreno Valley, catching the hyperlink to get in.
So it's almost like the hedge fund people.
Absolutely.
Because they had so much money that they were always looking to buy the bigger, the better, the badder, the whatever. And I don't even know if money at this point is like money, right? It's just what else I can acquire with what I've created. Because it's beyond. It's like living in, and I would think it's like living in Dubai, where like it's just so super ultra rich that you no longer think about the people on the bottom.
Right.
They don't even exist.
They don't exist.
Back in the days, it was like, wow, he's a billionaire. And people were like, whoa, it's only like 5 of those guys. Now it's like 50 of those guys. Yeah. And it's like, okay, well, I made $6 billion, he made $7 billion. Well, it's like, okay, well, everybody got money now. Nobody wants to even go public anymore. It's like, we already got money. Yeah. I'm worth $65 billion, and he's worth, So now they're like, okay, well, what else can I do? Okay, well, we went to TJ and had custom cars built. I was the only one with this kind of car. Okay, well, that's not working anymore. Somebody else got a custom car. Well, I bought an island. Well, now everybody got an island. Well, I just bought up all of Malibu.
So it's almost like an addiction.
It is.
Yeah. It's like about, to get the bigger and the bigger high.
Outdo the next.
When you get to power, when you get to money, then comes power. Mm-hmm. You got to be able to make power moves. Yeah. And that's what we're dealing with right now is power moves. The new billionaires are outdoing the old billionaires. I always tell people, I say the billionaires are gentrifying the multimillionaires out of Malibu and Beverly Hills and all those areas. Yeah. They're building houses $100 million. Yeah. Jay-Z and Beyonce was on the market for 2 years, and they had $50 million. To buy a house, they couldn't find anything. Right. And it's not like they don't have big houses. Yeah. It was just they're up against the tech gurus who just created an Instagram and sold it to Facebook yesterday, hypothetically speaking. Mm-hmm. All these new video gamers coming out, and this is huge money. So I can't get mad at the gentrification people. It's like you're saying, hey, I'm 10 years old and I wear a size 5, and I want my shoe to stay a size 5 because that's an affordable shoe. Mm-hmm. But wait a minute, you're a baller, you play basketball, your shoe's going to go up to a size 15 in a minute. Exactly. You can't say you want it to stay there. Yeah. So people are saying, well, I want my apartment rent to stay at $1,200. Yeah. But you want to reap the benefits of all these new things that's coming in. Mm-hmm. So in society, like just back years ago, they had these things called horses and buggies, right? Mm-hmm. And then someone came up with this idea, say, we're going to make automobiles. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are like, I'm never getting rid of my old Bessie. Man, this girl been around for years. Yeah. But then they're like, now all of a sudden, nobody rode a horse and buggy in a while. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But everybody has an automobile, so we're going through that same change right now. Yeah. So people have to step up their game and say, okay, well, instead of working at the factory for 30 years, maybe I need to look into this technology stuff.
So over the years, a lot of us been looking at gentrification in a negative way. So share some of the positive things about gentrification.
Okay, there's no positive thing about gentrification. Gentrification is negative. So let's break down gentrification. Gentrification is when you're here and someone comes in and says, we want those people out of there. Yeah. So how do we get them out of there? Yeah. Okay, well, let's pull the money out of the schools. Let's let the area get run down so bad that the police won't come out anymore. Let's not let the police come out. Let's pull the money from the police. Yeah. Let's turn around. Let's not fix the potholes. Let's not cut the trees that are falling down every rainstorm. Let's not fix the sidewalks that are making skateboard ramps. So we'll drive them out. Let's let the crime run them down. And then you have the word called redevelopment. Meaning the people who comes in and says, we're going to tear down a lot of this old stuff and put up brand new stuff. We'll totally redo the area. So the poor people call it gentrification. The people who got money, who's benefiting, call it redevelopment. Or the homeowners who own property call it redevelopment. So they don't like the word gentrification. I have people get very offended when I say gentrification. Mm-hmm. So we don't want, like Jay-Z said, we got to gentrify our own neighborhood. No, we don't. Mm-hmm. I don't want to turn around and go in here and my tenant is here. I'm not going to call my tenant and say, hey, next month, you're like the lady last night, your rent is $15 now, but when I renew your contract, it's going to $35. That's gentrification. Mm-hmm. I want you out here. I know you can't afford it because I got your application that says you make $3,500 a month. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you can't afford to give me $35. That's gentrification. Now, if I decide if someone moves out next door to her, and I say, I'm going to totally redo this apartment, and I want $2,500 or $3,500 for it, to the next person who moves in, because I'm going to put $15,000 into it, then that's redevelopment. But
that's redevelopment, and that makes sense. Because you're putting money into it. Yeah, and that's, I guess, what I have, my biggest problem is literally putting people out in the streets, and then that's a whole different kind of thing. Right. When we talk about business and helping, and because now if you are homeless, your self-esteem just didn't drop down. And then how do you get a job when you have no address? And how do you walk in? Where are you bathing? Where are you doing all of this? And then they're not safe on the street, because what happens is they set up their new towns on the street, and here comes the police, and they just do a raid, and then they just got to push them somewhere else. They throw out all of their stuff. So now they're constantly in a place of flux.
Well, let's go back to what Gilbert asked. He said, what's the positives about gentrification? So what's the positives about redevelopment? So during gentrification, which they're doing, they're also redeveloping. Right. So there's a lot of funds available for construction projects. So you look at the tariffs. Then comes the opportunity zones, meaning if you build something in this zip code here, there's a lot of funds available. We'll give you money to build in these areas. Mm-hmm. So for a developer, it's like raining money right now. It's like the greatest time in U.S. history to make some money. So if everybody just switch channels and say, no, I'm not going to send Junior to school to get his whatever degree, his master's, I'm going to send him over there to get his developer's license. So he can build some of these brand new high rises. So instead of us going in there complaining about rent control, we can go in there and complain, well, we need Junior construction. We need some black developers to get some of these contracts. Mm-hmm. And Junior is one of them. He has a whole team of African Americans that come from local hires.
So that's exactly the point I was trying to make, or the question I was asking. That's why I said, what is the good side and the bad side of it? The bad side is people are being driven out somewhere else. Right. The good side is the developers, the people who are coming in, they're seeing this as opportunity. Right. But if some of the people who are being driven out can transform themselves into some of those black developers or minority developers to take advantage of some of those opportunities, and that's part of the good thing about it, right?
Absolutely, that's the greatest thing, because like I said, I in my book I talk about real estate investments. Most people don't know what an investment is. It's like, I'm just going to buy an apartment building and rent it out. I'm going to buy a couple houses and rent those houses out. Well, what about taking some of the equity from some of the property that you sold or you already have, and let's go tear down this shopping center and build a bigger one. Let's tear down this house that's on this large lot in Watts and put up an 8-plex unit apartment building, because they're changing the zoning. That's what this SB 50 was all about. Yeah. They're opening the door to build apartment buildings. They said by 2050, we have 10 million more people coming to LA. So that's code language for me as a developer. I'm like, whoa, I'm going to make some money. I'm going to start waiting for the next law that's going to open up for us to build bigger apartments and different units. So now we get to reap great benefits from it by coming in and developing things. That means money's about to be freed up so we can go get loans, we can go develop things, but now we hit a brick wall. There's not enough
another side of that
anymore.
Though. In Vancouver, I want to say, because I went skiing in Blackcomb probably in the late 90s. And when I flew into Vancouver, I saw all of these abandoned high-rises. All of their whole downtown was all of these abandoned high-rises. So when I asked what had happened, the Chinese investors had come in, just like here, and they had built all of these high-rises. And inevitably in real estate, there's always a crash. So we're on our way to a crash because it's every 7 years.
No.
And yeah, it is. It's on its way. Maybe not as bad as it was in 2008, but it's on its way. But what happened was they had a economic crash, because you can't have rich people up here and eliminate the middle class and the poor. How do the rich people get rich, right? Who's paying? Who's buying? Who is how is the money being recirculated? The money is coming from the lower part of the people. Rich people don't buy at Walmart. Rich people don't buy at Target. Rich people don't support supermarkets. They go to certain markets, but who's spending the money? If you and I have no money, if you've eliminated and our incomes are not staying in line with the wealthy's income.
See, this is why I train people and coach people and speak. I travel the country speaking, because in the black communities, we're talking markets fixing to crash. In the white communities, they're saying Compton, LA, and Watts is the golden triangle of real estate investments. So, yes, they're going to come here and develop this like crazy. Why? Because this is the best weather in the nation. Everybody, think about it. Everybody wants to live where they're wealthy. So that's like you said, the market's finna crash. Beverly Hills is going to go down.
No, we're not saying Beverly Hills.
We are in the future Beverly Hills.
Right.
We have to think about it. We got the Olympics coming. See, when the market crashed, you say, okay, 7 years up, 7 years down, whatever. 10 years up, 10 years down. They've been saying that for years. Well, that's the old blueprint. Every time the market has crashed in the past, I was always asking, there's nothing to justify a $350,000 house. There's nothing to justify. People can't afford to buy a $300,000. This is during the 06 market. And I'm telling people, I pulled out in 06 because I'm like, there's nobody with jobs to buy a $350,000 house. But guess what? Now there's SpaceX, Tesla, Google, Yahoo, Belkin. We have a whole new people living here.
But so you cannot have a country full of wealthy and who is supporting the wealth. Look at India. You have a high level. Look at Saudi Arabia. Look at anywhere in the Middle East. Everybody else is poor.
But like I just said earlier in the conversation, we're going to have employees coming by bullet train from Las Vegas, from Moreno Valley.
I would assume they say the same thing about North Korea. And that is the worst abject poverty on the planet. Because you have a high level of very wealthy people and a low level of the rest of the country that
and you also have sanctions. See, that's a different animal. We're talking about people all around the world want to live in Los Angeles.
Well, I got that, but Los Angeles is one out of 50, one out of the other 49. No, there's 52. Other 51 states. So if everybody comes to California, what happens to the rest of the country?
See, you're missing the point. You got to think like a developer. See, you're looking at the news, and you're looking at number 45.
No, I'm looking at the realities of numbers.
See, we're looking at the shenanigans that the biggest developer on the planet is doing to throw you off. We talk about distractions here. When he came in office, I knew he was going to win because this guy has high-rise hotels and golf courses all around the country. He does construction for a living. So we, as a developer, I knew things is about to change. So we have to pay attention to that. So when you say, the market's going to crash, you're telling Mrs. Mom over here in View Park, yeah, go ahead and sell your house because I'm pretty sure the market's going to crash in the next couple of years.
No, I'm not saying that.
That's what that means. When you say the market's going to crash, someone's saying, well, I got $1.5 million in equity in my house. I'm going to take it now.
No,
so they turn around and sell, and then a year later they're mad. That's just like saying in Venice Beach, the market's going to crash. Those people were selling at $300,000. Then all of a sudden they started crying, the market's going to crash. And then they went to 500. People were, okay, it's high. I'm out of here. That's a lot of money. Then 550. Now we at $6 million. When is the market going to crash in Venice Beach?
But that's just
it used to be a black neighborhood.
But that's the real estate piece. What about the fact that there was a senator that was speaking to, I don't know what wealthy individual, and it was a CEO. He made $35 million a year. So she was saying, okay, Mr. $35 million a year, what about your employee who is making $1,600? She may be making $2,500 a month, and her rent is $1,600. Her car note is $250. Her utilities, everything ranges. At the end of the month, she is $587 in the red because she only makes $16 an hour. How is that
Those
person?
Are you paying attention to the Riversides, the Moreno Valleys, the Paris, Californias, the Palmdales, the Bakersfields, the all these other areas, the surrounding areas?
So I'm supposed to move to the boondocks.
Yes,
so
you
everybody's
are.
supposed to move to the boondocks.
Are you paying attention, Crystal? I wrote the book for a reason.
I am not getting it.
I wrote this book for a reason.
I am not. Everybody but white people, because we're talking white people right now. Mm-hmm. That's what we're talking. White and Indian and Chinese. That's what we're talking about. Anybody of any color that makes less than 35, makes less than in San Francisco, the minimum income is now $100,000. That is no middle class people.
You're missing the point, Crystal.
So they supposed to live
people are
in
being
Iowa,
pushed out. Yes,
and come into LA.
Let's
to
look
work.
at the future. What are we
that's
talking
ridiculous.
About? See, what you say is ridiculous, and what's reality? That's go off of what's facts. I can tell you that all these billion-dollar, trillion-dollar corporations are moving in our neighborhood, right? We're not going to dispute that, right?
No, they are.
I can also tell you that billionaires don't buy 1,500 square foot houses, right? They want more like 5 or 10 acres, right? They're notorious for coming in and buying 4 or 5 houses side by side.
If you're building all of these apartment buildings, the wealthy are not living in apartment buildings.
The wealthy, that we have people who are making $300,000 and $400,000 moving into our area.
But why would you, making $300,000 a year, want to live in a 1,200 square foot apartment?
Because it's more affordable than living in your RV. It looks better. You go to, what is it?
That is insane. That's irrational.
You're thinking logical, Crystal. You're thinking logical, but let's take a trip up to Palo Alto. And these people are saying, I make $400,000 a year, and I can't afford to buy a house. I would love to have a 2-bedroom house.
You don't think that's a Calcutta? You don't believe that that's an India Calcutta? No. Where people are living in rat traps in order to keep the wealthy wealthy?
Yes, this is the.
Oh, okay.
This is a very healthy conversation, folks.
I'm trying to tell you.
I want you guys to tune in. If you want to contribute, our phone number here is 323-293-3375. Give us a call. Join in.
People are telling me, when I first saw this book, TJ, I just looked over it. I wasn't even thinking about that book. I hate that you talk about gentrification. But when they started going out, looking around, they're like, wait a minute.
Well, no, now we're not talking gentrification.
But
we're calling a fiefdom. We're not talking about gentrification. We're talking about a fiefdom and the low commoners being reallocated to another world just to make sure that the rich stay rich.
So you're on a personal situation.
No, I'm not.
I'm on emotional.
Capitalism
about money
requires people to spend money. That's what capitalism requires.
We can go off of what you think makes sense, or we can go off of what's happening. When you go off of what's happening, you're going to see they're developing the desert areas all around California. Outside of L.A. County, it's developing in large numbers. People are leaving California, going to Georgia because it's more affordable. Alabama's building brand new freeways to receive the incoming of the people who say, I only make $6 an hour.
So they're going to go live, again,
large numbers.
Because they're going to go to cities and states that can afford, that they can make, but they're still only making $6 an hour. So how do they continue to survive and raise children on $6 an hour?
They're moving away, Crystal.
No, they're not living at all. Because they can't eat, they can't sleep, they do not even have the basics of life.
I'm not here to debate you on what's happening on a level of what about the little people? I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to tell us, how do we move forward?
So how do we move forward since it's only about the wealthy?
No, it ain't about the wealthy. It's about, do you want to continue to make minimum wage your whole life and teach your children that minimum wage is okay in a society where $3,000 is becoming the norm for rent? Or do you want to prepare your child to live? Isn't that why we put our children in college?
Yeah, but how? What's the entry?
What's the entry? We got to take some free classes at Home Depot, learn how to put this stuff up, how to build houses from the ground up. A person who decides I'm going to go to college and get my doctorate is probably going to make $400,000 or $500,000 a year. But a person who says, I'm going to be a developer, I'm going to take these 6 weeks of construction classes and start building houses. My mom has some land.
But that's one component. What are the other entries? Because everybody can't be contractors.
Okay, well, first of all, there's a lot of entries. There's a lot of businesses in construction. We need more real estate agents. We need more black.
Why? They're not going to sell anything. There's no home. They're
I'm giving you the blueprint, Krista. I'm giving you the blueprint.
What they going to sell?
We got to start building our own homes and selling our own homes. As a black person, I would only hire black agents to sell my houses built by black people.
But if the wealthy are coming in and buying up all the land, so you're saying build your home. I think we did this. Build your home in Palmdale, Victorville, Moreno Valley, Las Vegas, all those places that we did that in the
Atlanta,
in the
Alabama. Dr. Rosie said she's going to move back home to Mississippi.
I wouldn't move to anywhere where there's a white racist on this planet.
See, you're talking about what you think, and I'm talking about solutions. So, again, when our young people come home from school, it's not about going to look for a good job anymore. It's about, let's start a business. Okay, you got your law degree now. Okay, come on in the back of my lowrider shop. I have an empty office space. Maybe we can partner up and we can be TJ and Associates.
So you do realize there's no more minority certification, right? Because there are no more companies that why? Why do you need that?
I hear you.
I mean, do you? No, there's no need for that.
That's
because
true.
they're not catering to us as a people or color of a person that you have to have set asides. That's all done.
Right. It's all wiped out.
That's all wiped out. So it's only about if you're in. They're not even leaving room for supplement type of businesses or affiliate type of businesses to work, unless you do something on the internet.
It's called change.
I got change.
Change is happening. Internet bit. We got people. I was with a young lady the other day at the Pan African Film Festival. 500,000 Instagram followers, and she's just pretty. That's it. She got 500,000 followers.
But she's not making any money on it.
Are you kidding me? This girl's bringing. It's like your what you call it that you teach. This girl is bringing down 6 or 7 figures a year from major stores. Major people are calling her saying, "How much would you charge me to share this on your page?" I call her and say, "Can you please take a picture with me in my book so your 500,000 followers can see it?
Right,
tell them to buy my stuff."
Right.
Do you remember?
But not everybody.
How much did you have to pay to have her do that for you?
Well, she liked me, so she did it. She's called an influencer. We have new situations called influencers that are coming up, making 6 and 7 figures a year.
I get that. I mean, that's why we're doing the digital marketing.
We were planning on doing money. Like Faith. Look at YouTube. So many people jumped on YouTube early and started making millions of dollars. And next thing you know, YouTube said, "We're going to cut the amount of money we're willing to pay you.
It is.
You got to have over 1,000 subscribers before you can go YouTube Live because too many people, regular people, are making money." So I can just go down a whole list of things that people are making money off of.
Well, I get the whole internet. That's why we're doing the workshops so we can actually help people create money. Because here's my philosophy that I get the people wanting to change your credit, but if we don't change how much money you make, your credit means absolutely nothing.
And that's what I said last night. It does not. You forget a high credit score. If 70+%, almost 80% of the people who purchased a home in L.A. last year paid cash.
Right. So they didn't need a credit score.
Anytime an offer comes up and the cash is there, the cash buyer is going to get the house. Period.
Oh yeah.
If you say I'm willing to pay $1 million because I got a 900 FICO, I can close in 30 days.
Yeah.
And I come in and say I got 900 cash, I can close in 15. A smart buyer is going to take the 900 cash today.
Take the cash.
So that is becoming the standard. Yeah. And just like the people who are selling their houses here in LA for the $6, $7, $8, $1 million, they're going to Atlanta and paying cash, and we're doing to them like others are doing to us here. So my point is, we're being forced to make more money. We have to recognize opportunities in front of us. Just like back in the days when I started lowriding, I'm building lowriders for the car business, and I realized, I said, wait a minute, We're on the sets to rap videos, movie. Rest in peace, John Singleton. The first first movie I ever was a part of. Y'all didn't see me, but I was one of those guys on the Crenshaw in the back, like, I hope they see me. You know what I'm saying? And so John said, we're going to make our own movies. Everybody's black on the set. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, me and my rap buddies, we sitting there thinking, man, we can open up a label too. We should open up our own movie thing. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Terry Carter, connected with Ice Cube back in the days and opened Heavyweight Records. We got too many people in our community doing amazing things. And all we need to do is ask them, Crystal, how did you get your radio show? Gilbert, can y'all give me some insight? How can I do it? And the next thing you know, we do it.
That's what I
do. So
do.
this is the standard.
So the message here is we should try to put back in our community by helping folks to become self-sufficient.
Absolutely.
So they can weather this gentrification thing, right?
No, they're not self-sufficient. They have to become wealthy.
No, they don't have to become.
They have to be able to.
In order to start out the wealth, then they have to be able to start doing entrepreneurial stuff.
Right, but it's got to be entrepreneurial stuff like the internet stuff. Like what he's saying is you can't just have a mom and pop shop. That ain't going to work.
Right. You can have a mom and pop shop. Yes, you can. Mom and pop shops make 6 and 7 figures a year. Easily.
No, not our mom and pop shops.
Yes, they do. Mom and pop just don't talk.
So you got to start. You got to be one that's in demand, and one that can push you to and to push to that level where they're making, like the beauty industry.
Yeah, I was just
the beauty industry makes. If you had a beauty supply store, you can make anywhere from $3 to $5 million a year. Yeah. So it's got to be that what's in need. You have to kind of take the Warren Buffett approach. What you need to use that every day that somebody's using your toilet paper, your this, your that. So you got to come up with the next best thing to that, in addition to being able to invest in investments in real estate and stock markets and all that sort of stuff. You have to, the digital marketing piece, I think it's going to be less manual labor and more creative labor that you can, because that's what the internet, I was part of the .com when it first started, and all they had was a concept and they could pitch a good damn business idea, and when they did, they got money. But what the problem was, they then had to have, once they got the money, they then had to be able to create a business that actually made more money. So I worked for a company that, in fact, the last company I worked for, they got a $12 million infusion of cash for their first round when they became a public company. But within a year, 11 months, they had burnt through $12 million and they couldn't get their second round. So the doors closed. So at the same time, AOL, Yahoo, Google were all in place. They had to hurry up because for that second round of money, they had to find out something that they were selling, ads, advertisement, which is what Facebook has found themselves to do. That he couldn't keep going back for rounds of money until he was able to say, this is our business model. What makes money? Not the people talking on Facebook doesn't make us money, but the advertisement does. And the data that he's collecting is what makes him his money. The big data is the other area that's being sold.
I really would love us to have more of this conversation again, because this is very interesting. So can you commit to come back next week on the show?
I will actually
so we
be
can
in
talk
Louisiana
some more?
next week.
Oh, well, we got to get you back on,
I'll
because
be in Louisiana May 25th, Louisiana, and June 7th, I'll be in Atlanta, Georgia.
Well, let's get you back on the show, because we're at the top of the hour right now, and this has been great. I mean, you and Crystal, discussing things. I'm just sitting here and learning. I'm just sitting here and learning.
Yes. But I also think about the little people. I think about, because not everybody is not as big visionaries as we are.
We're not talking big visions. I made 6 and 7 figures selling a gold valve stem because nobody done it before.
But I had a Chrome
50-cent valve stem, and I'm like, this gold plate stuff is pretty popular. I wonder what would happen if I dipped that valve stem in gold for 50 more cents.
But
then started selling them for $20.
That's innovative thought process.
Well, that's what we need to be thinking about.
Not everybody's at that place. So yeah, we're getting them. Heck, we got folks that can't even get on Facebook.
We got amazing people like Idris out here who designed Facebook.
I got that, but that's not everybody.
We got to take the ones who did it, just like Nipsey saw Idris and say, "Look, I need to snatch you up and put you over here in this STEM thing and teach everybody."
Right, and that's what we need to do. That has to be the plan, and I totally get that. Helping people. That's why I teach children, because I teach them to think and think outside of the box and think outside of the norm. So let's tell them how they can reach you, TJ.
How did they reach you, Mr. TJ?
ThomasTJLofton.com, LOFTIN. The book, you want to buy the book, it's online on my website, ThomasTJLofton.com. You cannot get my book on Amazon, by the way. You have to go to one of the 13 black-owned bookstores and businesses around the country and get my book. But you can go online, ThomasTJLofton.com, or give me a call if you'd like me to come out and coach or speak or do one of my trainings, etc. 310-619-3954. Again, 310-619-3954. Thinking and moving forward, people. Solutions only.
I'm thinking that this is great because you're saying some great things. She's saying some great things. I'm learning from both of you. So this is excellent for the listeners. We got to do this again. For those of you who just tuned in, you've been watching the Business Zone. This is how we do it here on the Business Zone. We provide information to entrepreneurs, contract providers, and also other people who want to get involved in the supply diversity space. So,
and you can reach us at the Business Zone every Friday afternoon from 3 to 5. Also, recycling black dollars, keeping our dollars in our community, and helping us build a legacy for our children. Come June, we have a biz camp teaching children how to become entrepreneurs. It starts June 17th. We have 2 classes that are going on this summer. So if you're interested, reach out to me at cmitchell544@gmail.com or go to www.laul.org and sign up your child between the ages of 14 and 18. We love to have them. All righty. So we will see you guys next Friday.
We'll see you next week. If you want to reach Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic, just call me Gilbert at thebuchanangroup.net and we can talk about setting up your business. We're out.
Next week we got Bitcoin coming in next.
As a small biz pro, so we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, so we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur.